firstly, Mr. Martin, thank you so much for joining in and welcome to Bangalore. Hope you're staying safe and hope your family, everyone's staying safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for receiving me. Yes, Bangalore, I really enjoy it. Yeah, the climate is nice, and I always come here and like to be here. My last real trip was actually to Bangalore as well, but that's 1.5 years ago already. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Bangalore climate is this way almost throughout the year. Actually,
yes.
there's a nice part here. Yeah. So without taking much time of yours, I'll just proceed with the questionnaires. Feel free to answer whatever you can
Yes,
in
yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So firstly, Mr. Martin, big congratulations on the massive success of the Maybach GLS 600. I mean, what do you think has been the secret recipe for that enormous success of a product like that?
You know, it is a car like no other, yeah. And we had already seen before we even launched. A lot of our customers, they well traveled, they know the world, and they know what cars are coming, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So we got a lot of questions. Do you do the Maybach? Can we get the Maybach, the GLS? Because of course it is a fantastic car. It's a very luxurious, comfortable car. If you think of the seating, the features, everything. So we really knew that when we bring the car, it will be a winner. Yeah, and it really, we could immediately sell the vehicle. So very good. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah.
It's also called as Palace on Wheels for some. I mean, for the same luxurious reasons.
I mean, it's a big car, I have to say, yeah, but it has that luxury quotient,
yes,
yeah, and not. I mean, you have to have the right brand to do that as well, yeah.
Yes. And localization is a great thing, and especially when you're doing for a performance wing like AMG, because enthusiasts really love cars that are slightly more affordable in terms of localization. You had a phenomenal start with the 43 series, and what's your take on it? Like, what's the future roadmap for localization?
I mean, you mentioned that already. What we have seen that there is quite some scope to expand the AMG brand and make it wider available. Of course, localization helps with the GLC 43 coupe. We could definitely make a big step into that direction. And we put now on top the A35 and the GLA 35, both cars which are stunning and very different. And
absolutely.
What we see, even today, we handed over quite a few cars. We had 20 car handover today. I'm not sure where you noticed that.
That's
and there were 43s, there were 35s. I mean, customers really take these cars. They want these cars. And we bring them for the first time into a performance car. I mean, before that, probably price points were just not there. So localization really helps.
Exactly.
And in offering it in the A limousine or in the GLA is definitely very attractive to many customers. So I think we have the right strategy there. We'll continue building on that. But of course, the biggest steps now are done with the A and the GLA in that segment. Yeah. So that's probably as good as it gets at this point in time in terms of AMG.
That's brilliant to hear. I mean, more affordable performance cars. And I mean, you did launch the EQC in India. So what has been the response for it? And more importantly, I want to understand, like, what are the current challenges that you face in terms of having the electric mobility solution for India, the various reforms that are there, the infrastructure roadblocks, or just shed some light on that. Because that's very important. That's the future of Mercedes.
I mean, no. We have clearly a view that the electric vehicle space will develop fast, and it will develop in the next couple of years. We have already last year in January we launched the brand EQ, in which we said under this brand we will bring products. And then we brought almost exactly 1 year ago. We brought the EQC, the first electric vehicle in the luxury space, and we've seen very good and positive feedback on that. We offer that only in 6 markets at that point in time in the major cities. Now we feel it makes sense for us to expand the network. We make it now available in all over India in almost 50 cities where we operate with sales and service centers. So that's the next step. And what we are now doing is we look into which car we will bring in future under the EQ brand then to India.
Got it.
On a global scale, there's many models being built up. You have certainly followed that. There's an EQA, there's an EQB, there's an EQE coming, there's an EQS. So we will look into which model makes sense for the Indian customer, and then we will decide whether we import them or whether we manufacture them locally.
Okay.
I mean, we have learned over the last 2-3 years that it is a step-by-step approach. It's very difficult to predict what will be in 5 years. But what you can do is to chart a path and go step by step. And product availability globally is there. We see customer demand coming. Yes, some policies are favorable. They're already there. For example, the reduced GST rates.
Yes,
and I hope they remain. So that will really help to further grow. On the other hand, some like infrastructure, specifically charging infrastructure, is of course still something that needs a lot of push.
Got it, exactly.
In order to have wider adoption of electric vehicles. So I think we go step by step and we see how things will develop.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, really appreciate that greener initiative. And I feel that the GLB is one of the products that's going to be tailored very well for India. I mean, it's tailored very well for India because it does have a 7 seats option and that's a compact luxury SUV. So what's your take on it? What's the expectations from it?
I mean, we look every year into how to set up our product portfolio, and we have had in the last 2 years a complete launch of almost in every segment we launched a car. Yeah, I mean from GLA, GLC again, E-Class, A-Class, S-Class, you name it, GLS, GLE. I mean, a complete refresh. What we do going forward will also depend how the market develops. So the GLB is an interesting vehicle.
Yes, very interesting car.
So far we have not brought it here, but I will also not want to exclude it in the future. Let's see what we do. I'm also not saying we do it because it really depends on, at the moment we have good market.
Got it.
We're selling very well with all our products. So let's see what we do going forward. At present, you cannot order it. Yeah, let me say it like this.
So let's see. A lot of Indians are very curious about it because it's a 7-seater, right? And 7-seaters are
it is actually a very nice car. I looked at it also personally already more than 2 years ago. But you can only eat so much. Yeah. We have had so many cars and different new models. So let's see. Maybe there is a space in future. Right now, we have not decided on that.
Sure. Any more niche products coming up like the V-Class or something like that?
Maybe niche segment, not exactly, but I think the next biggest thing is coming, which is the new S-Class comes in the locally built version now. We will bring the CKD built S-Class very soon, in a few weeks only, and that is for sure always the brand maker, so to say. I mean, at the moment we had only brought in a few imported vehicles, but we start at the moment with the production of the S-Class, so it takes only a couple of weeks and then we'll have really some very high-end luxurious Indian-built S-Class here on the ground.
Just a last question for the day, Mr. Martin. So if you had to drive one car from the Mercedes portfolio and go the international circuit, India, which would that be?
I mean, I personally, because I had not had the chance, I would take the A35, quite frankly.
Because that's a very interesting choice, actually.
Yeah, because I have not driven it, like this, and it looks very nice and very, sporty, and I would just want to connect with it. I had not had the chance yet, so I would definitely do that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Martin. It really means a lot.